You're over 60. You're doing your best. You choose the healthy options. You follow the labels. But what if some of those foods, the ones that seem smart, clean, even nourishing, are silently aging you faster? It sounds unbelievable. But science from Harvard and UCLA is uncovering a hidden problem. When women over 60 eat certain so-called health foods, their metabolism, skin, and brain don't respond the way they used to. Instead of supporting energy, digestion, and muscle tone, these foods can trigger inflammation, disrupt hormones, and speed up the breakdown of collagen and mitochondria, two of the most vital pillars of healthy aging. And the worst part, these aren't obvious junk foods. They're the ones we've been told are good for us. But the truth is, they were designed for younger bodies with different hormone levels, faster cell turnover, and stronger metabolic flexibility. So, what changed? After 60, your body processes sugar, fat, and even plant proteins in completely different ways. And when you unknowingly keep eating certain clean foods, they can quietly sabotage your progress, leading to stubborn belly fat, brain fog, joint pain, and skin that feels dull no matter what you apply. This video is here to clear the confusion. You'll discover the top 5 healthy foods that are secretly aging women over 60. And more importantly, how to make simple, science-based swaps that align with your body's real needs today. You deserve to feel powerful, radiant, and fully alive at every age. And it starts with the truth. They say whole grains are the key to a long, healthy life. And yes, real whole grains can support heart health and digestion. But what most women don't realize is this: the way these grains are processed today, especially in products like cereals, crackers, granolas, and even so-called multigrain breads, is a far cry from the wholesome grains our grandparents ate. Here's the truth. Once whole grains are ground down, puffed, sweetened, or extruded into shelf-stable products, they act almost exactly like sugar inside your body. According to research from the Mayo Clinic, these foods can spike blood glucose just as fast as a slice of cake, especially in older women, whose insulin sensitivity naturally declines after menopause. The result: inflammation, glycation, the breakdown of collagen, and a constant roller coaster of energy highs and lows. And here's the kicker: many of these foods are marketed with words like fiber-rich, heart-healthy, or made with whole grains, making them feel like the smart choice. But if you feel bloated, sluggish, or hungry and are after eating them, your body is trying to tell you something. Because after 60, what matters isn't just what you eat, it's how your body metabolizes it. And processed whole grain products, especially those with added seed oils and artificial fibers, put extra stress on digestion, disrupt gut health, and contribute to midsection weight gain and brain fog. You might think you're fueling your day, but these hidden sugar bombs are quietly draining you. Let's bring this closer to home. Maria, 64, shared that she switched to a high-fiber breakfast cereal to help her digestion and stay full. But within weeks, she noticed more bloating, low energy by 11 a.m., and skin breakouts around her chin. Her doctor suspected food intolerances, but it wasn't until she eliminated the cereal and replaced it with warm oats, flax seeds, and protein that things shifted. Her energy returned. Her belly felt lighter. Her skin cleared. Why? Because real whole foods digest differently. They release nutrients slowly, stabilize blood sugar, and support your body's natural rhythm. So, here's your takeaway. If it comes in a box, has more than 5 ingredients, or includes words like crunchy clusters or lightly sweetened, it's probably not the nourishing grain you think it is. And it may be accelerating signs of aging from the inside out. Instead, opt for real whole grains in their natural state: oats, quinoa, buckwheat, paired with protein and healthy fat. Not only will this stabilize your energy, but it will also support your hormones, brain, and skin health far more than any multigrain snack bar ever could. Have you ever imagined starting each day with more energy, health, and confidence? My special calendar, 365 Days of Health, Beauty, and Wisdom, has been carefully created with practical tips and daily inspirations that will transform your routine and renew your vitality after 50. Don't wait any longer to live your best days. Click the link pinned in the first comment to get your calendar now. It's one of the most common healthy habits among women over 60, a low-fat, fruit-flavored yogurt for breakfast, or as a midday snack. It feels light, easy to digest, and full of probiotics, right? But here's the problem. Many of these so-called fit yogurts contain more sugar than a donut. And the type of sugar they use, usually fructose or corn-derived sweeteners, has a direct link to skin aging, bloating, and chronic gut imbalance. According to researchers at UCLA, excess sugar, even from so-called healthy sources, feeds harmful bacteria in the gut and disrupts the delicate balance of your microbiome. And when your microbiome is out of sync, everything feels off. Your digestion slows down. Your skin becomes more reactive. Your immune system weakens. And inflammation quietly rises. But it doesn't stop there. There's another effect most women don't talk about: glycation. This is when sugar molecules bind to collagen fibers and make them stiff, weak, and more likely to break. Over time, this contributes to wrinkles, sagging, and joint pain, even if you're doing everything else right. Think of it this way: you're trying to nourish your body, but what you're really doing is pouring sugar into an engine that can't burn it the same way it did at 30. Let's take a real-life example. Lena, 67, told us she used to have fruit yogurt every morning with her coffee. She believed it was part of her clean eating routine, but she struggled with constipation, dry skin, and brain fog. Her dermatologist recommended more water and creams. Her doctor ran tests, nothing serious. It wasn't until she swapped her yogurt for a high-protein, unsweetened Greek version with chia and blueberries that things changed. Her digestion improved, her mind felt clearer, and in her own words, "My face looked less puffy in the mirror, so what's really happening?" After 60, your insulin response becomes less efficient and your gut lining more sensitive. Sugar, especially when combined with dairy proteins, becomes a pro-inflammatory cocktail. To be clear, dairy isn't the enemy. But dairy with added sugars, artificial flavors, gums, or syrups is not serving you. And unfortunately, that includes most of the fit, light, and digestive-friendly yogurts on the market. What should you look for instead? Unsweetened Greek or Icelandic yogurt full fat for hormone balance, topped with fiber-rich fruits like berries, a sprinkle of flax seeds, or walnuts for healthy fats. This kind of snack actually supports your gut, skin, and hormonal balance without sabotaging your aging process. Remember, just because a label says probiotic or light doesn't mean it's supporting your longevity. In fact, it could be the reason your digestion, skin, and energy feel stuck. Juicing sounds like the ultimate health move: fresh fruits, vibrant colors, loaded with vitamins, right? But here's what most women over 60 don't realize: drinking your fruits, even if they're organic and homemade, can quietly accelerate aging, especially for your skin, liver, and metabolism. Why? Because once you strip away the fiber and concentrate the sugars, your body responds very differently. What you're left with is a high dose of fructose absorbed rapidly into your bloodstream, triggering a sharp insulin response and a biological chain reaction that leads to fatigue, inflammation, and cellular stress. According to a joint study from Harvard and Johns Hopkins, liquid fructose is particularly damaging after midlife. Like glucose, which your muscles can use for fuel, fructose is processed almost entirely by the liver. In small amounts, that's fine. But in juices or fruit-heavy smoothies, it overloads the liver, increases fat storage, and promotes a process called glycation, where sugars bind to collagen and elastin, breaking them down. The result: more wrinkles, slower recovery, mental fog, and that stubborn belly fat that just won't budge, no matter how healthy you're eating. And here's something most people never consider: a smoothie that blends bananas, dates, mango, and orange juice, even if it's made at home, can have more sugar than a soda. Now let's talk results. Deborah, 69, shared that she drank a green smoothie every morning with spinach, almond milk, bananas, and protein powder. But she always felt hungry by 10 a.m., had afternoon energy crashes, and her skin looked dull. She thought she just needed to push through. Then, under the guidance of her nutritionist, she swapped it for a savory breakfast: eggs, avocado, sautéed greens, and herbal tea. Within 2 weeks, she felt more energized, less bloated, and described her face as less puffy, more alive. So what's the lesson here? After 60, your metabolism isn't just slower, it's more sensitive to blood sugar swings and liver load. Smoothies and juices without balance can trigger more harm than help. That doesn't mean you need to avoid fruits or smoothies forever. It means rethinking how you build them. Try this instead. Keep fruit to one serving, like 1/2 banana or a few berries add real fiber. Flax seeds, chia, avocado include protein. Unsweetened Greek yogurt or collagen peptides always add a fat. Nut butter or olive oil that stabilizes blood sugar and protects your collagen, turning a sugar bomb into a true anti-aging meal. Have you ever imagined starting each day with more energy, health, and confidence? My special calendar, 365 Days of Health, Beauty, and Wisdom, has been carefully created with practical tips and daily inspirations that will transform your routine and renew your vitality after 50. Don't wait any longer to live your best days. Click the link pinned in the first comment to get your calendar now. Plant-based eating has become a wellness trend, and for good reason. Lentils, beans, chickpeas, and pea protein have been praised for being clean, sustainable, and heart-friendly. But here's the problem no one talks about for women over 60. Not all plant proteins are gentle or effective, especially when it comes to digestion, muscle preservation, and energy. Let's start with digestion. Many plant proteins, especially legumes and protein powders made from peas or soy, contain compounds called lectins and phytates. According to research from Stanford, these can interfere with nutrient absorption and irritate the gut lining, especially if your digestion is already more sensitive with age. The result: bloating, irregularity, and nutrient deficiencies that leave you feeling tired, foggy, and inflamed. Now, let's talk protein quality. As we age, we lose muscle mass more easily, and that muscle is critical for metabolism, bone health, and hormonal balance. But here's what most people don't realize: plant proteins are less bioavailable, meaning your body has a harder time breaking them down and using them to rebuild tissue. So even if you're hitting your protein goals on paper, your body may not be absorbing or utilizing enough of it, which can quietly speed up muscle loss, skin thinning, and fatigue. Let me tell you about Julia, 66. She transitioned to a plant-based diet hoping to improve her digestion and lower inflammation. She relied on lentils, chickpeas, and vegan protein powders, thinking it was the healthiest choice. But months later, she was feeling constantly bloated, weak after walking her dog, and noticing looser skin around her jawline. Her doctor ran labs, no major issues, but her dietitian spotted the problem right away: low protein quality, not quantity. Julia began incorporating small amounts of high bioavailability protein like eggs, bone broth, and fermented dairy, while still enjoying some plant options. In 6 weeks, her energy stabilized, bloating decreased, and her face felt firmer. Here's what this tells us: plant proteins aren't bad, but they aren't always enough, especially on their own. If you're over 60, your body needs complete proteins with all 9 essential amino acids, and in a form it can digest and use efficiently. Smart strategies include pairing legumes with whole grains like rice and beans soaking, or sprouting beans to reduce anti-nutrients, adding animal-based proteins in small, high-quality amounts using collagen or whey protein to support skin and muscle health. It's not about choosing between plant or animal, it's about choosing absorbable nourishment, the kind your body truly recognizes and uses to thrive. Because at this stage in life, eating isn't just about fullness, it's about function. And your protein choices make all the difference in how you move, feel, and age. Low fat, zero sugar, guilt-free, these labels sound reassuring, especially when you're trying to stay healthy after 60. But what if many of these light and diet foods are doing the opposite of what they promise? The truth is, most of these products are highly processed and loaded with ingredients your body doesn't recognize. Think artificial sweeteners, gums, thickeners, and chemical emulsifiers, all designed to make low-calorie foods taste and feel like the real thing. But your body, especially after midlife, processes these additives very differently. According to researchers at Johns Hopkins, several common sweeteners like sucralose and aspartame can disrupt the gut microbiome, reducing beneficial bacteria that protect your digestion, immunity, and mood. And when your gut is off balance, the whole system suffers. You feel more bloated, more tired, more irritable. Let's not forget the liver. At this stage of life, your liver is already working harder to manage hormones, medications, and environmental toxins. Adding synthetic additives only increases that burden, often leading to slower detox, more inflammation, and even fat accumulation around the midsection. But it's not just physical. There's a subtle psychological trap here too. When something is labeled light or guilt-free, we tend to overeat it, trusting the packaging instead of our body's signals. That can create a frustrating cycle, feeling like you're doing the right thing, but not seeing any results. Real story: Denise, 70, was relying on diet yogurts, sugar-free cookies, and low-fat dressings to manage her weight, but she felt constantly hungry, struggled with dry skin, and couldn't shake the fogginess in the afternoons. Her functional nutritionist helped her shift to real foods: olive oil instead of fat-free dressings, dark chocolate instead of sugar-free bars, and simple plain yogurt with fruit. Within weeks, her appetite normalized, her skin glowed, and her energy felt steady. The irony: once she stopped obsessing over calories and focused on quality, her body started cooperating. Here's what you need to remember: just because something is labeled diet, or if it doesn't mean it's helping you stay young or healthy. In fact, many of these products are engineered, not grown, not whole, and that matters more than ever after 60. So what can you do? Because aging well is not about eating less. It's about eating smarter, and that starts with honoring your body's real needs, not marketing promises. You've just uncovered a powerful truth: some of the foods marketed as healthy can quietly work against you, especially after 60. Not because your body is failing, but because your body is evolving. And now, it needs deeper support, not just lighter packaging. We looked at 5 common traps: highly processed whole grains that spike your blood sugar, sweetened yogurts that damage your gut and skin, fruit-based smoothies that overload your liver, plant proteins that feel clean but don't always nourish, and diet products that replace calories with chemicals. But here's the most important takeaway: this is not about cutting everything out. It's about stepping into a new kind of wisdom, the kind that listens to your body, questions the labels, and chooses foods that align with how you want to feel: strong, clear, balanced, and beautifully present in your own skin. Because food isn't just fuel anymore, it's communication. And the way you eat after 60 sends a message to every part of your body, from your brain to your bones to your skin. You don't need extremes. You need truth. And now that you have it, your choices can finally start working with your body, not against it. If any part of this video made you feel seen, stay with this journey. In our next episode, we'll go even deeper into how to rebuild collagen naturally, with foods, habits, and practices that actually work after 60. Because beauty, vitality, and joy are still yours, they just ask for a different kind of care.